Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome, everyone. We'll get started in just a few minutes. We'd love to hear, too, where you're joining from, so please feel free to comment in the chat. Good morning, everyone. All right. Well, hi, everyone. My name is Katie Lockyer, and I'm the Communication and Project Management Specialist here at Outreach International. I'm so excited to welcome you all to our final episode of the CEO Livestream series. Over the past few weeks, Elene has shared how communities lead their own progress through local leadership and sustainability. And today, we're wrapping up our series by looking at one more essential piece of lasting development: partnerships. In this session, Elene will share how communities continue to grow long after Outreach's direct involvement by connecting with their local governments, other organizations, and businesses to support communities in building their futures. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming our CEO, Elene Cloete. Elene.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Katie. And good morning and welcome to everybody. Welcome back to our live stream series. As Katie mentioned, my name is Elene Cloete and I'm the CEO of Outreach International. I'm joining you today from Portugal, where I'm attending a conference focused on international nonprofit work. I'm surrounded by friends, partners, and also change makers from all over the world who are working toward the same goal as ours, and that is a world beyond poverty. This is the fourth and also final installment of our series. And I want to begin by thanking you truly for joining me to hear about our work, our people, and our goals for the future. Now, in week one, I introduced you to our approach, and that is community-led development, and also why placing the power into the hands of local people is absolutely the most sustainable and ethical way to create lasting change. In week two, we spoke about the importance of grassroots leadership and how community transformation happens when local people find the courage within themselves to step forward and then lead the work from within. And then last week, we looked at the real impact of our model. I shared with you some compelling data demonstrating that our methods are working, and more importantly, that the results are sticking. Long after our program concludes, communities are continuing to work and grow and also to thrive because they now own the solutions to their problems, they live with the results, and they have learned how to keep moving in positive directions. But today, in our final session, I want to talk about something that is essential to all of this. And as Katie has mentioned, that is partnerships. And this is not just partnerships between organizations, but partnerships at every level of the work. Because no one builds a world beyond poverty alone. Not a single person, not a single community, not even a single organization. Instead, to truly create long-lasting, far-reaching change, we must all work together. And that means understanding who the key players are in this process and how we bring them together. Let's begin where many communities find themselves when we first meet them. In many of the areas where we work, especially in remote or rural regions, people are not just living without resources like clean water, electricity, or basic healthcare, but they also are living without information. They may not know that a government program exists to provide them with access to water, or that there's a nonprofit operating just a few towns over offering vocational training or women's health workshops, or they might not know that a private company is actively investing in infrastructure development and would be very open to partner on a local project with them. All of these resources exist, but they are all out of reach if people lack the access to the information. This is where our work begins. At Outreach International, we don't just help communities identify what they lack, we help them design a solution for how to get it and who to then partner with to make it happen. We teach communities how to identify potential allies, how to build relationships, and how to advocate for their own needs. We show them how to navigate local government systems, how to communicate effectively with nonprofits, and how to work with businesses that may have the capacity to support their goals. And we do not do this to show communities how to collect handouts. Instead, we help them build true working partnerships that are strategic, that are mutually beneficial, and that are sustainable. Now, let me give you a few concrete examples of how this process works. The first example is about partnerships with local governments. In the Philippines, many of our community groups have worked with local government health departments to organize what they call medical missions. These missions provide essential services like dental care, diabetes screening, and other general health checkups to communities that would otherwise have no access or little access to these regular forms of care. In just the past couple of years, these medical missions have served nearly 1,500 people across multiple regions, people who now have answers, resources, and then also treatments that they might not have had before. But more importantly, these medical missions were organized by the community groups themselves. They reached out, they self-advocated, and they handled the logistics. And because they built relationships with their local health officials, they now have ongoing partnerships that continue to serve their needs beyond one single event. That is community development, and that is partnership in full action. The second example I want to share with you is about partnerships with other nonprofits. In Cambodia, we've partnered with Habitat for Humanity Cambodia and then also VBC Foundation to support housing projects in underserved areas. Through this collaboration, dozens of families have received safe, sturdy homes, often for the first times in their lives. But even more impactful is what came next. The community groups we work with now have ongoing relationships with these organizations. So when new families move into the areas or when repairs or improvements are needed, those same groups know exactly who to contact, how to apply for services, and how to keep the process going into the future. They do not rely on us to make the connection. They themselves are the connection, and that's the whole point. The third example is partnerships with private sector companies. Now, in India, a community group identified the need for better communication infrastructure in their areas. They wanted better cell phone services. They then partnered with a company called Reliance Jio, a major telecommunications company, which helped install cell phone towers, bringing then reliable mobile services to over 460 households. And this was not charity. It was strategic partnerships where both the community and the company benefited. And it happened because local leaders had the confidence, they had the skills, and they had the relationships to make it all happen. In all of these examples, the result is not just a service delivered, it is a relationship formed. And because of those relationships, communities are now positioned to solve future problems, to scale their successes, and to help others do exactly the same. That's the real power of partnerships. They multiply impact. They expand what is possible. They strengthen the safety nets that help communities not just survive, but thrive. And as we saw last week, they are one of the reasons why so many of our community groups are still active for years, in some cases even decades, after our former work with them had concluded. They've built social infrastructure, they've built credibility, and they've built connections that lasts. And now, as we bring this series to a close, I want to talk about one final crucial partner. You. You are our partner in this work. You are the reason why we can provide support to local communities around the world. You are the reason why water systems are installed, why women become leaders, and why families can eat 3 meals a day. Because of you, our work can continue to spread. It can sprout. It can reach more people in more places and provide the opportunity to change the course of their lives. And we need you now more than ever. Poverty is unfortunately not slowing down, but neither are we. With your partnership, with your belief in people, not just programs, we can keep going further. We can reach our Strategy 2030 goals and expand to support at least 100 more thriving communities. Thank you very much for walking with us on this journey. If you've learned something from these videos, I do encourage you, please do share this series with just 3 people you know, because we know from our experience, the more people who know about this work, the more impact we can have. Thank you very much for being our partner, for believing in community-led development, and for helping us build a future beyond poverty that is hopeful, dignified, and absolutely filled with possibility. And that is for all people around the world. Okay, until next time, goodbye for now, and please do reach out to me or the team at Outreach if you have any questions or comments on the work. Katie, giving it back to you.
Thank you so much, Elene, for sharing with us how strong partnerships help communities keep growing with confidence and independence. That's the beauty of community-led development when people work together. And from all of us at Outreach, we just want to say thank you so much for joining us throughout the CEO livestream series. If you missed any previous episodes or you want to revisit a video, you can find the full series on our YouTube channel. But for now, thank you all so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Thanks, Katie.